Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Chris Ivory. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's at the 50. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kenyon Barner, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 31 yards there and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And going deep for Hill. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, and the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now let's go.
Third and long, it's Darnold. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Browns getting set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sean Lee. In from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it a second down. Rodgers again now. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Well, no takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to... That's caught inside the 20. A big play there on 3rd down for the Browns. And even 40 yards. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week. But the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2nd and goal from the 1. On the ground, Ivory. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Chris Ivory, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 14-7. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And it'll be an excellent return as he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
A first down throw, Darnold, and finding the tight end Hooper. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
on second down. Darnold drops it off for Coleman. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tevin Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point try good by Gano. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Rodgers now on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for the Browns. 48 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a play fake here on first down. And that'll be incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hey, check 26. Hey, check 26.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have moved out in front. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it.
And got his man complete. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 40 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
On first down, Darnold. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here and me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Darnold from the red zone now. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Tevin Coleman with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side with a
blitz coming, and down he goes.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing now is Rodgers. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that is incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on 3rd down.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Pretty move. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now running right through it. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Lucky 56.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
Lucky 56. Gone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Detroit!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And it's complete. Hooper. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down.
All right, now, look at 56.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Back to throw, Darnold. Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught inside the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Coleman. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Sam Darnold looking like he belongs. 3 touchdown passes now in the ballgame. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
At 3 touchdown passes. You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. Gano out to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Hey, 626.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And this is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Last week was commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, That's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Stepping up, he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Aaron Rodgers with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He got 29 yards that time. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a Turkey Bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain of 32 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tevin Coleman, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And this one through the uprights and good. Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Rodgers. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Rodgers now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
No.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Reset. Hey, easy.
He may try and run for this. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st.
Now, that was a designed run. Now, remember, if a quarterback goes feet first, he's protected. But if he dives head first, he's not. On that play, he figured the risk was worth the reward.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, Rodgers underneath to Ivory. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11, and the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. He was looking for Gronk that time, and he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back now in the East Bay. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4.
Detroit! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Play action. It's Darnold. Looking deep for Gabriel. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
No. Check. Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
No. Check. Patriot.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that would pop.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Darnold escapes the sack. He's going to let this one go deep. Taylor Gabriel, 34 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Gano the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Oh, eluding the tackle. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over this entry mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Rob Gronkowski, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. And this is back to a 5-point game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, little 360. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now Oakland ready to take the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Darnold from the gun. Got some room at the 30. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
No. Check. Patriot. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Hot.
And they, in fact, will throw it. He is going to find Hill here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Raiders on the move, a couple of big plays in succession. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. Looking deep for Gabriel. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
Darnold now to throw. Looking deep for Gabriel. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taylor Gabriel with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did.
He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They give him a gain of 38. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll try to run with Ivory. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Chris Ivory, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are back within a score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Lucky 56.
Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Got a man that's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taylor Gabriel, 43 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And he knocks it through. Gano. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for Oakland, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders are winners here as we say so long from Oakland.